Hello everyone, welcome to Gyaniketan Girls School. This is my another video for class 10 to revise different selector of CSS. Today I am going to discuss about the ID selector and class selector of the CSS. The ID selector denoted by dot operator and the class selector denoted by hash symbol. The class and ID name should be a user defined name associated with the curly bracket, and the curly bracket is used to create a block for the particular ID or class selector. In a curly braces, you can use attribute, sub attribute and their values to customize and format your web page according to your choice. Here the .hn1 is an operate ID selector where I am going to apply this on a heading by using text color green, alignment center, border style dotted and the background color yellow. Similarly, we are going to use another class as hash hn2. Here the hash symbol denotes that hn2 is a class selector. In a block of formatting, we are going to use text color as blue, align as center, border style as dotted and background color as yellow. For both the ID and class should be called within the body part of the program and the web page associated with that particular tag where we want to call. To call a class and ID selector, we should use attribute ID or class with the tag name. And after the ID and class selector, we should put the name of the ID or class which we are going to pre-initialize in the head tag. By using all these process, we can easily apply ID and class selector of CSS in our web page, and it is used to make our web page more attractive and interactive. CSS is used to apply the formatting beyond the limits of the HTML language because HTML has limited resource of formatting, but in a CSS we can overcome this problem by applying multiple formatting features. We can apply by using three different methods to insert CSS. There are three different ways to insert CSS in our web page. First method to use and apply CSS by using external CSS file. For this purpose, we have to create a separate file with a file name like I have created as a.css. In this method, we should use to apply the formatting on a selected tag. Here we can also use all the selectors like type selector, ID selector, class selector and universal selector. In a.css, I am going to use body tag, h1 tag, paragraph tag to apply the formatting as a type selector. After that, writing all these codes, we have to save the external file with a proper file name and CSS extension. According to the example, my CSS file has been saved as a.css. To link this HTML file, we have to use link tag with relation, type and hyperreference attribute. This tag should be inserted within the body part. The relation attribute keep a style sheet as an attribute value. The type attribute keep text or CSS as an attribute value, and the hyperreference should keep the file name with entire path to link the CSS file with the HTML file. So it is all about the external CSS. Now it's time to create another method of CSS which can be used by internal CSS. In this method, there is no need to create a separate CSS file. We can simply insert all the formatting within the style tag, and this style tag should be enclosed within the head tag. The another method of using CSS is inline method. In this method, we can use the style attribute with any tag by adding formatting options like color, background color, border, etc. with the style attribute. So it is all about the methods to create CSS file. Thank you. Have a nice day.